Hello and welcome back to the whatever you want to call this show with me, William H. Bart. Or you can just call me William, Will. Uh, Not Bill though. Don't call me Bill. I hate that. Anyways, we got this here article from That Park Place. If if you've been following the Assassin's Creed story arc, uh, there's a huge debacle over that because this was the first Assassin's Creed to be set in Japan, and they chose not to have a Japanese person as the main character. Anyways, a Japanese political aide indicates Assassin's Creed Shadows debacle could escalate into diplomatic incident. It's a pretty drastic title there. Um, we'll see what they have to say. As first reported by Mark Kern, aka Grums, on X, excuse me, a Japanese political aide detailed the game and its false depiction of Japanese history, culture, and aesthetics, primarily revolving around the depiction of Yasuke as a legendary samurai, could result in a diplomatic incident. Grums reports that letters are being sent with questions to the Japan Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. He added, while the government have not taken action yet, they are waiting for final release of the game to decide, and there is mounting pressure in Japan to address the issue with Ubisoft portraying false information to Japanese children. Oh yeah, and another thing they did in the game was they got the seasons wrong. Uh, I forgot what it was exactly, but they had the cherry blossoms in the wrong season, and the rice patties or whatever. I don't know. Oh, and generally he walks around in his samurai armor at all times, or most of the time at least, which is kind of like the equivalent of a European knight walking around in his full suit of armor. Uh, I don't know. I guess they're weird over there in Ubisoft. So Grum says the Assassin's Creed Shadows issues with Yasuke and the discredited historian Thomas Lockley have exploded into a potential diplomatic incident. I'll open this up on X. Letters being sent with questions to the Japan Ministry of Education. Yeah, we heard that. While the government have not taken action yet. Yeah. Video link and reply. So question 1. It has been pointed out that Mr. Thomas Lockley, Associate Professor of Foreign Languages, Faculty of Law, Nihon University, wrote a book about Yasuke's story, which he created from his own imagination and spread the contents of the book as historical fact all over the world, and that this is a movement to make a fabricated history the truth of the world without many Japanese people even knowing about it. Please tell us the government's opinion on this point and its future policy. Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Question 2. Assassin's Creed Shadows, a new game being developed by the French game company Ubisoft, is set in the Sengoku period of Japan, and Yasuke appears as the main character. The game company has been taken over by people of the political correctness movement, and from the pre-release interview footage, the disrespect for Japan is blatant. The content of the game has been partially released, has also... Oh wait. Okay, so the content of the game that has been partially released has also been distorted and grossly disrespectful of Japanese culture, history, and Japanese people. For example, in an interview, a person in charge of the grotesque decapitation scene said, "Death was a common occurrence in Japan at that time, and most people died by having their heads neatly cut off." Wow. I would like to know the government's views on this matter and its future policy. And that was to the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, Technology, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. Question 3. If it were a game made by a private company, there would be no need to be so concerned, but it has been announced that it was based on Japanese historical facts and if this goes viral, people all over the world will start to believe it, which I think is extremely malicious. In fact, the following message has been released. The Brazilian embassy in Japan publicly announced on Facebook that Yasuke was Japan's first black samurai, and that Yasuke was brought to Japan in 1579 and became a hero. Interesting. Please let us know the government's views on this matter and future policy. Excuse me. So, yeah. Pretty interesting questions. I'd also like to know the answers to those. As seen in the video below, the political aide detailed that he sent a variety of questions to the Japanese government and received a report back from them. He noted he sent inquiry questions to Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, and the Ministry of Computation. As translated and shared to X by Grums, the aide shared the first question he asked. It has been pointed out that Mr. Thomas Lockley, Associate Professor of Foreign Languages, Faculty of Law, Nihon University, wrote a book about Yasuke's story which he created from his own imagination. I read that already. He shared that this question was sent to Japan's Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, Technology, as well as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. As for the second question, he inquired of Japan's Ministry of Education. Okay, yeah, they're just saying what I just read. Using YouTube's machine translation, this is the response he received from the first question. In general terms, if there is... Okay, this is a quote. In general terms, if there is any suspicion that the content is contrary to deduction reading, careful measures should be taken. He also detailed that this game is currently undergoing ethical review, so it has not been officially released, so it will not be published as a separate game. A response from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated, "It is not possible for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to respond because it is a game-related matter and has nothing to do with diplomacy." However, he would later state, but after receiving the response from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there was a phone call. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has responded that it is just a game that has nothing to do with diplomacy, but the matter has become quite large and there is a possibility that it could escalate into a diplomatic issue. I have said that there is a possibility, but at this current stage, it is just a game and I cannot give an answer. Still later in the video, he also indicated he's requested Japan's National Diet Library to confirm what is and is not true regarding the history of Yasuke. He noted, regarding the request to the National Diet Library, it would be helpful if you could check the information in the primary source about Yasuke in Thomas Lockley's book, and then summarize the information that is clearly wrong after checking these two. He indicated he would receive a response to this inquiry by July 31st. So yeah, I never personally played any Assassin's Creed games, but I know that they are critically acclaimed, well-made games. But I guess Ubisoft is kind of letting their talent go, huh? What do you think about that? Anyways, let's move on to... I don't need that one anymore. Niche Gamer. Assassin's Creed Shadows sparks Wikipedia edit war over Yasuke. The Wikipedia page for Yasuke has been the subject of an edit war after Assassin's Creed Shadows released their first look at Yasuke as one of the game's protagonists. Yasuke is a historical figure claimed to be the first black samurai. The Wikipedia page as it reads now paints a more ambiguous picture as records of Yasuke appear to be few and far between. The article even says he was likely of African origin. However, the real excitement is happening in the talk page for the article. Users are... This is from a few months ago, but I feel like it's still kind of relevant. Users were having a back and forth about a particular line which clarifies Yasuke's alleged status as a samurai rather than a retainer. The line currently reads, I guess this is what it read at the time. It is important to note that despite popular myth and modern depictions, there are no historical writings nor evidence that Yasuke was ever granted the rank or title of samurai. He was never given a fief nor referred to as one in any writings. Most of our knowledge of his life comes from these messages written by missionaries and locals. The line comes with these two linked sources, 1 and 2. Let's see, we'll open those. Translate. Come on, translate into English. There we go. Filmmaking in Hollywood. What was Yasuke? A black man who served Nobunaga. And Huffington Post Japanese. That's interesting. I didn't know they were over there too. What is the life of a black samurai, Yasuke, who served Nobunaga Oda? To the model of Netofuri anime. Yasuke. Even if he struggles with instinct, temple transformation, to protect Nobunaga, there remains a record that Akitomo Hidue did not take his life. Yeah, so those are the sources they're citing. Users who disagree with this edition feel it's racist backlash to Yasuke's role in Assassin's Creed. Shadows. Meanwhile, editors who support the edition claim it's needed to prevent the spread of misinformation. Wikipedia editor Ezio's Assassin explains. I support the idea that Wikipedia needs to make it clear on the article that there's no evidence that Yasuke was granted the rank of samurai. Many random articles on the internet keep calling him a samurai, probably the effect of him being falsely portrayed as such in modern media. And now many people use those articles as a source to back their claim for political reasons. If that misinformation keeps spreading, it will become a fact eventually. If just one reliable source starts calling Yasuke a samurai, people will use that as a source to edit it on Wikipedia. Excuse me. Meanwhile, on more public forums of discourse, Twitter users are posting screenshots of Japanese users questioning the choice and pointing out the potential racism of a foreigner slaughtering Japanese in their country. Let's see how well received the latest stunning and brave Assassin's Creed Shadows is in Japan. I'm sure there are going to be Fin OMG. I don't know what he meant to see. I'm sure things are going to be... Oh, yeah, fine. OMG. A game where black people massacre Japanese people in the Sengoku period is a perfect example of Ubi. Is this what happens when political correctness is taken to the extreme? Yeah. It looks like it. The sword is in the wrong position. It's no good to have it open at your side. I wanted Yasuke to appear as an ally. Are they mocking Japan? They should have made someone like Saizo Kirigakure an assassin. Saizo Kirigakure. I guess that's his name. It's a bit disappointing. I wanted to play as a Japanese ninja. It's my favorite game since I started with Syndicate and have played everything, so this is sad. And they're right to be disappointed and rather offended at this. I've seen some footage of the gameplay or trailers, and it's just a black man slaughtering Japanese people in broad daylight in Japan. And he does a lot of things that are just unnecessary. Like, you don't need to cut their head off right after you've already stabbed them. They're already going to bleed out. But I feel like I've gone on long enough on this. I guess I might make 4 o'clock segments my culture segments. Let me know what you think later. And please remember to smash that like button and subscribe, share, tick the bell. Let the algorithm know that you like my content. If you do, I mean, don't feel obligated, but I'm also open to reasonable criticism. So please, tell me what you think, and I'll be back here. I think I might do another segment today, but I'll be back here on Monday at the latest. Anyways, don't have a bad day. Ciao.